So I had a wacky day this week. Um, there's 2 days out of the week that I work remote, and I went to log on, and my laptop was like battery extremely low, and then it shut off. And I was like, oh, hell no. I do not want to go into the office. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I didn't think about trying any other outlet that day because it's just, I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out why the little power source wasn't charging. And if I'd been thinking about it, I would have checked, you know, the monitors weren't coming on either. And I should have thought, oh, well, maybe it is the outlet. And the battery was super low, and instead of plugging it into another outlet in the room and trying to figure it out, I just went into the office. And so worked the rest of the day that day, and then got a new power source because I thought, oh, that was it. That's got to be the problem, me trying to be IT and all. So then came home and it still didn't work. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to plug the power source into another outlet. Voila, freaking la. It works. I could have done that on my first remote day of the week because we only have two and I blew one of them. And so I plugged it into the other outlet and it came on in seconds, and it said 4 hours and something minutes until full charge. But hey, I could still work remote that second day of the week for my remote day. And I just had to move my desk to the other side of the room and you know configure some things out because it's a tighter spot where I had to move it, and then I had to move some other stuff to the other side of the room. So I spent most of the day, morning doing that while it was charging, so I could still have my remote day. But I was like, I'm going to figure this shit out because I am not going back in the office again. And if I'd have just done that on Monday, I could have stayed home then. But I was just in a panic and I just wanted to have my laptop working and work, and I didn't know what it really was. And I should have just taken time to like troubleshoot instead of packing my laptop up and taking it to the office. But it all worked out anyways because there's some stuff I needed to do at work that, having the access to printers and all that other stuff. So it all worked out well anyways. But I'm glad I figured it out. So by the time I got my second remote day of the week, everything was all good to go. So I'm good for my remote days now. But yeah, check the darn outlets. If one outlet isn't working, check the other outlets in your room. Note to self.